All right. I think we totally bypassed. Wait, what are we doing here? Okay, we're live. We're gonna bring in our two guests for tonight. We've got Jamie.
Now I'm
We
gonna hit him
got
with the intro, Chelsea. Here we go. We did it.
I'm still learning the hang of this thing.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
Chelsea, you're an old soul.
Yeah.
I'm just old, Eddie.
No, you're not. We're the
Don't
same
even say
age.
it.
We're the same age. You're
to
an
say
old
Chelsea's
soul.
had a lot of questions is still an understatement, you know?
I
think
every
what's
day I'm
so
like, what does this even mean?
you're a wholesome lady. So when I'm like, I don't know,
Chelsea's the best.
just hit the play button. I have no idea. You're the only one in the world that would use the black mamba sauce with like Crocs on. So
Well, StreamYard has updated, so it has
Yeah.
like special spots where you can put intro and outro video now. So we're still figuring that out. It popped up literally.
I had it all in there.
Yeah, so I don't know what
Isn't it
happened,
ready?
but yeah, they're not in there no more. So we had, sometimes you got to do it manual. You got to do it old school, Chelsea. You just got to hit the button, hope for the best, hit the right button. But let me tell you, THOR Media has only been live for a week and a half, and this is literally like y'all's first time doing stuff like this, and every single one of you is just hitting home runs. So it's been amazing to see this come to fruition, and just see you. I knew if we just set you up for success, Chelsea, put a mic in front of you and like just sit down, Chelsea, and tell these people your story and go for it. And the same with Christy, and the same with everyone else we got. And Eddie's reading comments, not listening to a dang
Dude,
thing
I
that's
listen
going
to
on.
everything you said. I'm on Adderall, so my multitasking skills are at all-time high.
I bet.
Level 8.
I am going to soak all of it up for tonight because this is the first time that I actually have guests on, and you guys can like teach me the ways of the podcasting.
Well, to say the least, I've been so overly impressed with you guys to just come knock it out the park. I mean, after your episode and Christy's episode last week, I was like, oh, we just suck. Like,
please.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Like everyone...
the way you not that I'm gonna be honest, because anytime someone says they're gonna be honest, they're really full of the S word. So
yeah, pretty much.
I'm just gonna tell you how I saw it. Yeah, when you know what I'm saying, like, oh, I'm gonna be honest. That means you're telling the lies 90% of the time.
That means you're setting up a
big
you're
lying, and we're circle jerking each other.
We all know how that goes.
But for
this is Chelsea's show. This ain't your show. Keep it clean, sir.
I am gonna keep
it clean, sir.
Chelsea, for you to come on last week and entertain. Look, I was in a garage working on the car.
It was amazing.
And I had you, and I was sitting there like I had to stop. I had coating on the car. I forgot I had it on there, and I was thank God it's McKee's because I was like, oh, that's gonna. And I was like watching the whole thing, like, man, this is entertaining. And then Christy did the same thing on hers. And then Rick Smith, your shirt's on the way, sir. Sorry, I told you shipping stuff from my house is horrendous. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate everything. Your podcast yesterday was last week was super captivating.
Mike G, you better not ask that question. All right.
No,
yeah, so impressed.
You guys coming on, and the whole reason why I wanted you guys to have like be the first guest that I have on the show is because this is kind of a new undertaking that I'm working with you guys now.
I imagine how new of an undertaking it is for us as well.
I know.
No one else has ever launched something like this, so we're all learning.
I've been following you guys for a long time now on your individual YouTube channels and have learned so much. I really just enjoy your personalities, your creativity styles. And when you reached out for me to like come on board here, I know that you guys have your channel, your thing. And I don't know if all of the people who have been on my channel have become familiar with you guys. And so I know that for a lot of people who followed you, a lot of this may seem repetitive. Maybe something new and fresh will come up. Who knows? We just have a nice little banter between the three of us. But what I wanted to do is just kind of introduce you guys to my viewers who maybe have never heard of you, and maybe get people who are new to get to know you guys. So let's start off right off the bat. Like, how did you guys get your start within the detailing industry? I know you got THOR, I know you got Detail Co, and that's now, but how far back do we go for you guys to become introduced into the detailing industry?
Who's going first?
I'll go first. Mine's a little, probably longer, but I'll speed it up. Yeah, so I'm about probably 15 years in, just doing it like as a side gig total. Like I started young 20s. I was just doing it on the weekends. I start off. I've always had. I always took care of my cars, even if I had, the Ford Taurus that was wheeling and squealing, as I called it. Brakes, squealing, and the paint was peeling. Like, it was a dump of a Ford Taurus, 96 Ford Taurus. The head had the big old fishbowl headlights, and I was washing the paint off that mug, but I still took care of it. Back in the day, Black Friday would always have a shop vac on sale. It was like $20 every single year, and they got rid of it finally. But I love that shop vac. Every year, I just go buy a brand new shop vac. And that'd be my shop
What
vac for
happened
the
to
year.
the old one? Did you never empty it? Like this, I've always wanted to ask you that.
Oh no, those things are designed to break right at that 11 months or so. It's gonna break on you before that next Black Friday, guaranteed every time. But I just always took care of my cars. I had a 70s sidestep Chevrolet for a short time, threw a rod in it pretty quickly, and then I was too young to afford getting a whole new engine or this and that, so I actually traded it for a 2003 Chevy Silverado. And it had paint peeling and it was wheeling and squealing too, but it was a truck that ran. So I've always took care of my cars, and then just started working on the weekends. Back then it was in the swamp, and then I've moved up the swamp to where at least I'm near paved roads and not getting everybody's truck muddy on the way out. But I've been in Shadow, Louisiana for when we moved here, about 2016, and then I really started working on the garage. That kind of deal. Early in my channel, around 2018, is when I started honing in and making it, a realer detail shop. So you can actually see my whole journey. If you go back on my YouTube, you can see it, be built out to what it is today, and that kind of deal. But started doing it on the weekends, and then in 2020, COVID, I was like, I need to do my own thing. I was a welder at a tractor shop, so I was welding implements and clamps and shanks for tractors and stuff, and I was actually making YouTube videos for them, and the business was in rough shape until I started making these videos, and then all of a sudden, business is booming, that kind of deal, and that was the first thing that told me, oh, I might be pretty good at this. And
did you have a background in producing and things like that before?
No, I just grabbed a camera one day and kind of started talking. I've been a big fan of pro wrestling my whole life, that kind of deal. So I can cut a promo pretty good. I actually trained in pro wrestling when I was 26. That's probably a couple years before 2020. So need pictures? Yeah, there's I think
there's a video. There's actual legit video of him in the middle of the swamp, and you see
the tooth fly out.
It's the most ghetto. It's like a peanut butter falcon type ordeal, like in a backyard. They got Hey, Chelsea, I'm no joke. I saw it. I was like, my lord, am I watching Peanut Butter Falcon? Dudes flying off the tree.
To get, tetanus shot every year.
Yeah, that's wild.
So, and then God bless you with two boys. I can only imagine what they're like.
They are wild.
They're probably pulling like a little.
They are wild. They will mess you up, son. They are only 2 and 4, and my back hurts. James Payne. Yeah, that was going to be my wrestling name. Unfortunately,
apparently this has been discussed before.
Like James I said, we've told our story a few times, So, and then that led to me hurting my knee. Big Daddy Yum Yum put it on me one day. In Shreveport, Louisiana.
That name is horrendous, bro.
Hey, he actually was in WWE for a cup of coffee in the big time. He didn't make it all the way, but he was in the developmental program. But he started his own thing in Shreveport. So I'm like, sign me up, Big Daddy Yum Yum. And the problem actually wasn't him. He started, bringing in whoever would pay him. So these bums would come in, and there's an art to wrestling of not hurting your opponent, and they would. You had to fight them off sometimes. And eventually that led to me hurting my knee. And I'm like, I'm done. All right, done with this. I'm detailing on the weekends. I'm going to start cutting promos on YouTube and see how far it gets me. So now we're here. But eventually, I got licensed, insured right after 2020. I left the tractor shop, started my own detail shop. And that was probably about a year or two after I learned how to ceramic coat a vehicle. And that was really... I was like, oh, you can do like one car and get a pretty good paycheck nowadays for this deal. So I'm like, okay, so this is actually viable now, because it was before that, it's like, $75, $100 a car. It's usually the $100 bring it to me, $100 a car. There, I just do it inside out. And I'm like, I can never do this as a full-time gig in the swamp.
Not for no $100 a car inside out.
Not for no 100. Well, I'm not licensed and insured then or nothing like that. I'm just on the weekend guy doing it for fun. And then that eventually led to the full deal where I opened a business here. And Shadow, Louisiana only has 1,600 people. And so what I did when I opened it, I cut me a promo, wash, clay, protect, that kind of deal. I localized that promotion to where I have 2 big cities, kind of about 45 minutes away. So on Facebook, you can localize the promotion where it's you draw a circle around your map. So I localized both big towns, hit it. I was pretty much at that point definitely like one of the only ceramic coating guys around. Now a bunch of shops popped up in Shreveport and in Natchitoches, that kind of deal. So that also led to what we see today. But that wide net I cast right when I launched Jamie the Cleaner LLC definitely drew a crowd and definitely caught some attention. And I only ever paid like $30 in advertisement. I ran it for 1 month. And from that, I had someone call me the next day after I posted it from Shreveport. I did both their vehicles.
Wow.
Probably I think it was $800 a pop, and I was off to the races. So you follow that up with more content, how-to videos, before and afters, posting about ceramic coating, showing what they do, education basically, Chelsea, educating the customer base. And from that point, I was just rolling from a few years there, and been rolling ever since until we started this. And now I don't have time to do barely anything. Like I said, I told you I have a Dodge Challenger just sitting in the garage for like 2 weeks now. I've been working on a polish like this little area. Like got the test spot done. So when I can get on it, I'm gonna tear this up. But
you need Eddie
that's
to
kind of
come
my
out
story.
and like zip through it. So.
Yeah, I could use bare hands here to come rotary it for me real quick.
Yeah, boy.
That was actually one of the questions someone had sent me. Like, when is Eddie gonna head down to Louisiana and detail in the swamp?
So God pray for us.
Bring it on.
I mean, I think we're heading to Florida soon. Probably hang out with McKees. Probably make a whole circle there. Yeah, I want to see McKees. I like to go to see Parks Car Care, hang out with Nick. He's liable. Yeah, he's in North Carolina. He's in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
But I'm saying we do.
I'm
the
not
circle.
driving to North Carolina.
Well, tell Nick and Bob I said hi, because I always had plans to go to the McKees headquarters down there. So
yeah, I want to. Go meet Bob McKee. That would be legendary.
They're back at their original Palm Beach Motor Group building, aren't they? Like I
have no idea.
All I know is that
we want to go get the whole history. So
I have no idea. I don't even know. Like, they need to be next to a chicken kitchen. That's all I need. All right, Bojangles and chicken kitchen. I don't care where we go. That's where I'm at.
All right. So Jamie, we shared, how you got your start. Eddie, how did this all start for you?
I'm going to give you the condensed version. I don't have a Big Daddy Yum Yum who.
You got no Big Daddy Yum Yums in Pocatello.
I'll just give you as a kid, my dad would always he worked on old cars, but he would detail his car, and then he would work on Volkswagen cars. And then back in the day, in the 69 Volkswagens, he would take me to this place, big garage, hand polish the metal parts. And then what I started doing is taking his little buffer. Back in the day, the buffer that used to be on the Turtle
Wax ones.
Yeah, but this one was like pink. And I would take his Turtle Wax shampoo, his chamois, and I would go around the neighborhood and I'll start detailing cars for money. I got out of that, went back to school for IT, actually nursing then IT. And
Smart moves there.
Smart moves. Thank God, right? Thank God. So I went back to school
Big
for
brain moves.
Nursing, got an eye disease. So I actually finished my medical science degree, and I have keratoconus. So my eyes, I can't see. Jamie saw it firsthand.
Yeah, this dude's eyes are shot.
I can't see.
Show him the glasses,
bro.
Show him the glasses. They look like telescope lenses. You can see Mars
and they're condensed.
Venus.
Like this is I had two eye surgeries.
Those eggs would be crispy if you were to put those out on the concrete.
I had 2 eye surgeries. So I have keratoconus. The first eye surgery, they cut the cornea and did the whole thing. And the second eye surgery, they did it right because the first time they didn't do it right. So I actually finished my nursing degree because I already paid the money for it. Like I was in crazy debt. And then I went back to school for computer informatics applications, finished that. And then what happened was I bought this car, someone keyed it. And I called like 18 places in town. No one knew how to do wet sand to do it. And I said, F it, it's time. So I started my
time to get back in the game.
Yeah, someone keyed my car. No one knew how to do it. So
how'd you fix it?
I wet sanded it. I took 1,500 grit, took 2,000 grit, something. I really knew how to do it, bro.
You already knew how to do it?
Yeah, polished it. And I said to myself, if it's not here, there's a need.
Right.
So then at that moment, this is when COVID started. I just got a whole bunch of ceramic coatings, and I started ceramic coatings people's car for free at church. Cost me way too much money.
Yep.
And I'm over here. I'm like, did this,
Well, I've
did
done
that,
the
did
same
this,
thing.
and then I started a business, and I told my wife, I go, listen, man, I said, the only thing I could give my kids in life is a work ethic. And I said, what if I paid my kids, taught them how to do interior detailing? Because I hate doing that. I hate it with a passion. And I paid them real good. So we actually trained my kids to do interior detailings, and they
How
could run
old
with
are
Jamie. They're 15 and 14 now, but they started with me when they were like 11. A long time. They've been detailing me long. I go in, car comes in. I talk to the adults because they get weird when I pull kids out of the house. They think I'm like running a sweatshop.
Yeah.
I
And
do the
then
same with my kids, and I'm like,
so I don't let them talk. But what they don't know is that the car is being done by Isabel and Wanda, and I walk away. The inside of it, they don't know. I paid them.
Let's be honest. I also don't trust Wanda's customer service yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Wanda is. Hey, Jamie knows Wanda's vicious.
She's a savage.
He's vicious. But so I taught them because I was like, man, if I could have my crew do it with me, I could minimize the costs. If I turn my garage, because at that point in time I only had a 300 square foot garage, or 364 was what it was, and I was like, during COVID, I could buy a shop, but everything was going weird. So I said, let's just buy a house with 3 bays, and that's 1,000 square foot. So I turned that into a detail space. And then
because you showed me your original
house,
spot,
tiny.
And it was like you said you were doing cars out. I'm like, how?
Yeah, I didn't even fit. Like, I'm being serious. We were fit
for
trucks.
Real.
We were fitting trucks, and I would be like, I could even put like a cart to go around the car. I would have to get on my knees and polish, and that's probably why I polished the way I do, because it was the space was limited. But we moved into this house, and man, we've done a lot of cars. You know, I'm sure I have my kids. My kid got taught by Ivan. Isabel did, because I was I need a second person to help me polish because I couldn't keep up with the demands. So Isabel got trained by Ivan, and you got like Ivan. Isabel's polishing a car. She's insane. She's better than I am. And then Wanda didn't want to do that. She's like, Dad, I don't want to do the outside. I'll just do the inside. And then Wanda comes in. She does the inside. She tells Isabel what to do. I walk away. I look at and I price it, and then I pay them a percentage of what I make minus chemicals. So they get paid $25 an hour each.
Dang, that's better than I pay myself.
They're rolling.
Don't tell Charlie.
So I just pay them that, and if it's like a job that it was insane or it was like a little dirtier than what I would expect to take, because I don't like to take in a lot of dirty cars. Jamie knows that too. I
know that.
I have a whole thing. I'll give them all the money up front. Sometimes if they do the whole interior, I eat the cost of chemicals, because I'm like, then I'm like, they've earned it.
There's so much that detailing can teach and prepare kids for the future. Like, I've told my kids, like, if you can learn these basic skills, like in the future, like if you have a financial need, work a weekend, you make $300-400, like that is freedom. That is like independence. And I'm like, you can't go wrong getting into this industry, even just to have the flexibility to do that. No other industry can you do that. Just like work one weekend and be able to do that. It takes skill. It has the customer base, but that's awesome that you're teaching your kids that skill.
Well, at the end of the day, too,
because that's always a good thing you could have. You can do it on the weekends. You can fall back on it. Like it's something people look for these days. So it's definitely a good skill to have in your back pocket. Anyway, Eddie,
it was the goal there was not to make more money for me, because I could care less, right? Because I have a real good job. The goal was, how do I teach them to earn money, that nothing's for free, and to know their worth? Because not to get political with women in business, women do get treated different. And I always told my kids, like, you're gonna have to stand on your own 2 feet. Dad's never gonna be around for your whole life. So always know your worth. Always understand how much money you can make. And at the end of the day, give what you can, give all you can, make all you can, right? So that's like the lesson in life. That's the only thing I could give you in life is a work ethic. So now Wanda doesn't want to do insides anymore. She wants to do more exterior details. And I told her, you screwed me.
Really?
I said, because Isabel makes more money. Because Isabel will be like, she'll come out. She's like, Dad, I'll polish your car with you. Okay, I pay her more money, right? You polish your car with me. You get this done. She does all the lowers. I do all the uppers. Isabel does the rotary too. She doesn't do the DA. She does straight rotary finish. And I'm like, let's go. Wanda's like, Dad, but I want to make more money. I'm like, wait, you missed out. Like, I've been here.
Should have took the class. You got to get certified.
I only want her to take the class because I don't want her to burn paint. I'm like, dude, you missed out. That's between you and God. You can wash the wheels.
We'll set her up a paint correction and coating certification next trip then.
Hey, I mean,
we getting out there.
I do enjoy a good interior, but money is definitely in the exterior sometimes.
Yeah.
When you guys were first starting detailing early on, like what were some of the mistakes that you made that looking back, you're like, how the heck did I make that?
Man, it
Good
was
question.
watching the online. Okay, here's the thing, right? I had built my shop with the thought that I was going to be wet sanding all of these Corvettes with like the Scorpion Rupes, and I had all these pneumatic tools. The thing was falling into the trap of I need it,
Mm.
right? So me having a 60-gallon, I'm actually getting rid of it because the sucker's loud. But me having a
The
60
thing is
gallon,
a monster.
the monster, all this air, all this is cool. You have air in the whole garage. It's like I
Yeah,
didn't need it.
you were about to wet sand some cars to the
Yeah,
you were ready. You were,
I,
you were
I was
about to
I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get like I used to get
he's talking
Corvettes
about his air compressor. It's huge.
it's,
It's loud, it's
for real,
huge.
and I was
It
like,
puts
I need
out
the best steamer. I
like
need
everyone was talking about the little detail lab Tornador, but I'm like, y'all don't see the compressor this thing's hooked up to. Like this thing. So that's a good tool, but Eddie's compressor does work.
It was the one mistake I have is wanting what I didn't need, and then understanding my margins better because you guys believe it or not, we sell CarPro. So I'm just being honest. CarPro costs $25. You do
It's
2 wheels with that
expensive.
monster, $4 a wheel. You're not making your money back, right? So
it's one of the more expensive brands for sure.
I use it for my own car. No, I don't because it smells. I just lied to everybody. Look, see, I'm a liar. So, but I'm just saying it's a good product. It's a good product, and at the end of the day, it's knowing knowing how much cost per car is, and knowing what your goals are as a detailer. I should have done that a lot sooner because I was like I made money at my job, so I was making all kinds of money. Right, I was making I was making bank, so I didn't need detailing. I did it for my kids, but I wish I would have took it more serious because I could have elevated the business a lot more. That's my biggest regret and my biggest learning curve was what could I have done more.
What about you, Jamie?
Mistakes. Yeah, probably similar to falling into maybe the YouTube trap, little, and then I don't know, maybe falling into the trap. Everyone was getting rid of rotary polishing, all DAs. I basically rotary. I used the grinder for half my life, and rotary polish isn't too far off, and it's actually the same technique. So I'm pretty good at rotary. And come to find out, but I didn't use a rotary polisher for my whole detailing career because I'm like, I'm not going to grind the paint off. Like that's a grinder. I'm not. I thought that was just old school kind of a philosophy. And you start watching, especially the time period I jumped on YouTube. It was all about the DA polisher and the 21 for cutting, 15 for finishing, that kind of deal. So I was a 15 millimeter cowboy for basically my whole career. And then Eddie's like, why ain't you using this thing? And I'm like, I don't know.
In real life, I look at him. I'm like, dude, I'm taking the rotary every single time.
Yeah, but I guess that maybe falling into what's happening on you. I don't know.
No, I think. I mean, I kind of agree with you. I got caught up in the trends.
Trends. That's a good way to say it.
In the hype, in the hottest, newest product, needing to buy it. That's what made me start a YouTube channel because I was drowning in products and I had to justify buying it. So I just started reviewing it, and it paid off. But then you end up having to store it all, and that can be a conundrum in and of itself. So,
do you find yourself? I've been pondering this for a little bit, and people are like, "Why is he serious?" Like I'm straight on Adderall. This is I act like I'm super focused. So, if you're wondering what's wrong with Eddie, that's where I'm at.
I love it.
Medicated.
So, have you ever pondered lately, like, do you really need, or do I really want? And then what the value is in that? Like, I was sitting here thinking the other day, Chelsea and Jamie, I could go back to the first time I started YouTube and be happy with the products I was using in those videos and never look around again. Have you wondered that yet? Have you had that midlife crisis yet where you're sitting there looking at your shelf and you're like, I could go back literally having 5 products, be happy the rest of my days.
I don't know if I could simplify it to 5. I think my midlife crisis is, am I a part of the problem? In doing these reviews, because I don't want to add to that pressure.
What a conundrum we're in.
It is, and that's why I'll be honest. I don't do many dedicated product reviews because I feel guilty sometimes telling people go buy this, and I'm like, only buy it if you need it. Like if you're out of
Yeah,
something,
but like
if you're thinking of buying this product because you want to buy it, here, I'll let you know my thoughts. I do more integrated videos because of that. But there are times that I feel a lot of guilt for doing it because I was affected by people like me in a negative way, because I do have ADHD as well. And impulsivity is one of the biggest things that I struggle with. Like, ooh, that looks cool. I'll just buy it. $20.
We love
And
shiny stuff.
before you know it, you've bought way too much stuff. I mean, I just gave
man, it's
thousands
rough.
of dollars of stuff away to Aaron. Thank God it can go to a charity and help people out. But I do that probably on a yearly basis because I try.
My issue is like
we
haven't beat the game yet. Like here's the thing, like, and this is the same thing I was thinking about in the garage the other day. I was sitting there like working on this car. I go, the joy of this is we haven't beat the game. We haven't even seen what the UK can do. I've never seen a Poland product.
That's what's like mind blowing. Is like we saw, that we get our hands on this Katiba stuff, and we're like, where'd this come from? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like
the guy basically said to me, and this in his voice, like he sounded like, I'm not being racist here, like, Eddie, beating is all we like. And I was like, no way.
They poo-pooed all over every product, like right to our face. They said,
and he was like, nope,
y'all stuff
sucks.
Don't work. It sucks. Our stuff work.
And I'm over here.
They are very particular, very picky. And so we're excited. That's what the conundrum keeps us going.
Yeah, it's the like these people from the UK, EU, and I don't want to call them these people because they're human beings. The peeps over there,
they do things different.
They just live different, bro. Every time I watch Heather from Auto Wash Bar or whatever wash her car,
so
it's
everything.
Like they have like squid ink. I'm like, what the heck is a squid ink? Or I see people talk garage therapy, and I'm like, it's the FOMO is real, Chelsea.
The FOMO is real for sure. Yeah.
And that's why my garage is a mess. Dang, Ivan
and that's
Jamie.
why we have a store with a never ending growing brand list. This guy's like, ooh, a piece of candy. And the candy's usually real good though. So I'll give it credit where credit's due. That's kind of goes back to his YouTube channel.
I can appreciate that you guys are testing the products out thoroughly before you bring them on board. And I can also appreciate that you guys are bringing in more international products that we've never heard of, because
that's the goal.
They probably haven't heard of a lot of the US brand stuff or can't get it. So, the fact that you guys are going to be global, like bringing US to them and international to us, I think is really cool because, I mean, it was only a couple of years that like everyone was talking about Built Hammer, but you couldn't get your hands on it.
You still
can't get your hands on it. Like, thank God for Matt Mormon because he's gonna bring it in. But my lord, like I got to shop in Canada.
Yeah, I mean that goes to say like how good was freaking Traceless?
It's
like we were like we can't release a normal glass cleaner now. I tell you that much. So so that makes me step it up. Like people are doing things differently around the world, and there's some hidden gems out there, and we're gonna find them.
Yeah, we're saving the questions for later. We can see your messages.
Yeah, hopefully Chelsea's taking care. I don't know.
I've been starring.
Okay, yeah. Well,
so I'm not looking at all.
No, and a lot of it is just them kind of talking amongst themselves. But if you guys do have questions for Jamie and Eddie, make sure you put your questions in the comment chat section down below. We'll try to get to them later on in the video.
Yeah,
I know we've been rabbit trailing a little bit, kind of talking about, the world, the moral dilemma, but getting back to how you guys got your start within the detailing industry. So it seems like both of you around COVID time is when things really took off, which is kind of a funny time for that to start. But you probably were an essential business that you were allowed to be open, where a lot of companies were kind of shutting down. I was allowed to stay open during COVID because I was deemed essential. I was sanitizing people's cars.
I'm in Idaho, so they're American here. They didn't care about that crap. No, I'm just saying there was no rules. Like
there's no rules here.
There were rules because
there was no rules. Yeah, there was no rules. Like people were walking around
in the swamp either. Yeah,
I'm masking up. No one's masking up. Everyone's like, "What's up, bro?" All over. I'm like, there was no rules here, so it's like YOLO.
I'm trying not to make any political comments to go one way or against, but let's just say I was deemed essential and I was thankful for that. But when you guys were starting out with your businesses, what was it like trying to determine your prices? Like, what were you when you started out? Where are you at now? And how did you get to where you're at now without turning customers away? Or
I
did you?
struggled with this big time
Ooh,
because my population's so small. I have very, my people, the swamp people ain't looking to pay big money for you to vacuum out, their car. So you have to find your client lane, and you have to set that price early to get to those clients that will appreciate what you do to your car. So you got to cut out the unappreciated people right off the bat. So what I did was I actually called my friend Zaya. He runs 48 Detailing in Arizona, and he has a good shop going. So I just called someone who knew what they were doing, and I'm like, hey. So I'm licensed and insured now. Where do I need to start? And he's like, somewhere between 50 and $100 an hour range. If you have employees, start at the $100 an hour range. You go from there. But so I think I started, like $60 an hour is the first year, and that immediately cuts out a good chunk. Yeah, all the people that call you, my cat threw up, or I ain't cleaned this car in 10 years. I'm like, here's the price, because it's probably gonna take me 6 to 8 hours.
Yep.
Bing bang boom, here's the price. They're like, nah. I'm like, all right, it's good. So you gotta scare off the unappreciatives, and you gotta find the appreciatives. And once you find the appreciatives that want the ceramic coating, the interior, that kind of deal, they're like bringing you the brand new car. It's a lot less work for a lot more money, but you're still delivering on what you want to deliver on, instead of kind of wasting time, breaking your back, that kind of deal. Now, if you're Carlos and you're a savage in Texas, you do your own thing. You enjoy cleaning interiors and
guys,
ripping the seats out,
$600 for an
and
interior.
going deep.
and he gets paid. Like that guy,
he does. He sets his price, and that's what he's known for, and that's what he does. But I didn't want to go down that route, even though I do enjoy an interior. So
yeah,
I'm gonna nerd out for a second. So I did a competitive markets analysis. So I took an Excel sheet.
yeah, this is gonna be way above what I did.
Get
ready for there. Get your notes out, everybody, because
no. So we do this thing in UX design where you do a competitive analysis with the market. So you look at what you want your app to do, what the other apps do, and then you compare and you give out enough features to make it competitive. Does that make sense? So I listened to Ivan's podcast one time on his Detailing Business Academy, and I remember him saying you got to do this, this, and that. So I went up, I called like 7 detailers in my area, and then I decided, do I want to be cheaper or do I want to be premium? So I just upped my price to where I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it took me about 1 or 2 years, I'll be honest, for me to realize the higher the price, the better quality customer you have. It was scary starting out. I started at like $75 an hour, or not $75 an hour, $75 for full detail. Did one, was like, that's way too low. I think I went then to like 125 because I was like, I can't do double the price. But someone had advised me to raise my prices by like 15% every 6 months until you get to that point where you want to be. And, I think for me, and I'm kind of curious where you guys are at with your markets. Like for me, like a sedan full detail, I start at like 350, go up to about 400 for a larger vehicle, truck, things like that. Ceramic coatings, they start around 900, 1,000, and then we go up from there. What is that for you guys, where you're at in your market?
Jamie was here when we did like 5 ceramic coatings I got paid for. I split the cost with them. With just a light polish, I charge $800. Mm-hmm. And then for interiors, I don't do the interiors that Jamie wants to do on per videos. So I usually start off at 150 for a car, 250 for a truck and SUV. If there's something gnarly where like there's like human vomit, I don't do it. Like I don't want my kids touching that, right? So I send it to a friend of mine who does it, and then he gives me a kickback for everybody I send him.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, I usually stay with 800 for like a light polish. If I do a paint correction, it's $1,500. If it's, I take my custom materials and add it to the price as well. So towels, ceramic coatings. I'm a nerd, so that I just write it out that way.
Is there a big detailing market or industry where you're at, Eddie?
In Boise, Boise's massive for that. Pocatello, we only have like 50,000 people.
Okay.
So I just try to keep it. I don't want to outprice the market we're in, but I don't want to be the cheapest. So I just keep it the same. I kept it the same for like 3 years, and no one's complained.
Yeah.
So
See, I live right at right up the road from the Mannheim Auto Auction, which is like the largest auto auction in the US.
Mm.
They have acres wide of just used cars for uh, car dealerships to come in and buy stuff. And along that strip, there's at least 6 dealerships or 6, detailers. And then I think within a mile, there's 5 detailers surrounding me, at least. So it's a very flooded market where I'm at. So it
Yeah.
it's been hard. There have been times that I have felt the pressure to lower the price, but I've realized and learned you don't want to be the lowest price, and you don't
No.
necessarily want to be the highest, quality, but you
Yeah.
gotta be competitive.
no, you gotta be in the middle. You gotta be in a. They have to see you, and then it's always good to have like Google My Business, a website,
Mhm.
a presence on your website. The detailed roadmap guy, Chris, he gave a lot of good feedback
Mm-hmm.
about how to
Yeah, he
get your
gives a lot
presence
of
out there.
feedback.
And then
I
you want
didn't
to
listen to
offer
anything he said, but but Eddie's more on that side of the street. I'm terrible at doing all that stuff, but
Yep. So
Eddie had all kind of reviews at one point, and then his thing got deleted.
yeah, I had almost 120 reviews or
That was
98,
rough.
and then Google deleted my listing, so I had to
Oh.
start over.
That's heartbreaking.
It's okay. I'm at almost to 40 again, but it's life.
Yeah. Tony Ralda, I just did an interview with him for next week's podcast. He said he has like over 300 5-star reviews on his Google page. I'm like, damn, that's impressive. So, speaking of
That is very
customers,
impressive.
That's insane.
It's insane.
how did you guys grow your business? Jamie, you said you're not in a very large population. Eddie, you're the opposite. Like, how did you guys market? How did you scale your businesses to where it's at now?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. On my run, I just did that marketing right off the bat with that one video, and then after that, I just made content with everything after, before and afters, that kind of deal, and it went from there. And nowadays, I've got my set clients that I code it, they come back for maintenance routinely, and I just kind of been rolling off of that for like 2 years now. So
How many customers would you say you do a week?
before this,
Before this.
I tried to do a coating Monday, Tuesday, let it cure overnight, that kind of deal. Do the interior Tuesday morning, send it out, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, try and fit a maintenance in where I could.
Okay.
So that's what it turned into when I was really chugging along. But nowadays, it's like I said, I've had a car now for 2 weeks, so slowly making my way around it. They're like, I'm just drop it off and you just do it whenever. I'm like, that's where we're at now. Yeah.
And Eddie, how about for you?
Before Bev got cancer, we were doing 10 coatings a month.
Okay.
And then she got
That's
sick.
nuts.
Yeah, she got sick, and then I dropped down to like 4 or 5 a month. I think in the last month I did like 7. So I'm not really chasing. I do. They call it. I'll do it. Or I'll do it for content. So I probably do like 5 coatings a month. Average this year is where I'm at. I don't do a lot of interiors unless I'm going to coat the interior. And then I still like Jamie knows. I'm like, I would have never taken this car that we did in ever in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys either have to rely on ads? Was it word of mouth?
Yeah.
I don't do ads. I do word of mouth, Google My Business, and then
Social media.
I mean, the most important thing is just content. Like once you get it rolling, just content. The before and after pictures, posting every coating you do, and make it look at multiple angles. Get the trim restored, get the metal shining. I mean, the best angles you can take of the thing and post it every single time. Every time you do a coating job, and that attracts a lot of attention.
Yeah.
SEO
local
too.
Market.
I got Fred.
Yeah, I don't
So
know
you
nothing
need a
about
good
no
SEO guy. I have a Fred who, God bless that man, dude. He's he'll target things. So
I didn't have a
blog here
website until I
there.
met this guy. So
Good
he's
time.
like, "You ain't got a website?" I'm like,
That was
"No."
nuts. That to me was blew my mind. Like that's wild, but
We don't need a website in the swamp.
it is what it is.
I know, what was it? Carlos was saying that he doesn't have a website at
It's
all.
insane.
And he's getting $800 for an interior.
Can you imagine if he had a website, or you know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine if he had his website and he had SEO on it? The guy would be—he's already nutty, right?
He'd have too much. He'd have too much work. He wouldn't be
he'd
able to get to. He'd have to. Well, that's when he would have the choice of expanding, right? He'd hire an employee, maybe open up a shop. But Carlos is, happy where he is.
I think a lot of people, I was I was talking to Alex Russell about this the other day, how, success is defined so differently for so many people. For people like us, we would technically be classified as like a lifestyle detailer. We're
Yeah.
not necessarily, I don't want to say we're not career detailers. We don't have the big shops with
Yeah.
multiple employees, overhead, and things like that. We can kind of pick and choose the jobs that we want. We can pick and choose the days that we want to work, how much money we make, how successful we are. And again, success is going to be defined differently for each of us. But I think that's one of the things I love most about this career.
You
That
want to hear a crazy reality, Chelsea,
What's
what?
that hit me in the face yesterday? My kids are getting to the point where they're going to graduate soon.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing I can never get back. Do you know what that one thing is? Time.
Time.
I can never have that back. So I've been chasing my career for like 20 years, right? I got to be like an AVP director of IT. I got to live my life, do whatever I want. And at the end of those time, and I don't know why I'm talking so serious right now. It's just on my mind. It's been on my mind a couple of days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine too.
At the end of that moment, the thing that's going to come back is like, Dad, were you there for me?
Yep.
Right. So are we chasing detailing business to be rich, or are we doing it to provide? Because there's a difference between providing, but if you can't provide and enjoy that time with your family, then you're chasing ghost. The first vacation the first vacation I took with Bev out of the 15 years we've been married, because I've been chasing this demon, right? I want to be successful. I want to do this. I want to buy whatever I want. Is when she went through her third chemo, we went to Omaha. I didn't see my parents for 10 years. And then I talked to myself, I'm like, never again. Any day they could die. That's crazy. Right? Any day they could die. So now we're taking vacations. We're doing this and that. And you have to ask yourself, what's most important? Are you chasing demons? Are you chasing what I'm going to do next? Are you chasing how much can I make? Because I could tell you, I'm almost been a millionaire at one point in my life. And I lost it all. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I'm never going to get my kids being 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. They're 15 and 14. And I could tell you, like, time has been missed. So the thing I'm learning is, you detail to make money. Awesome.
Time is a thief.
Time is a vapor. So it's the end of the day. This is what I've been thinking about the last few days. Has it been worth it all?
Yep.
It definitely makes you prioritize things and manage your time a little bit better and more efficiently, especially as a parent. My husband is very that's something he's always trying to just remind me, because I have a obsessive personality. When I become passionate about something, I go all in, and sometimes I get blind to everything else that's around me. I lose track of time. And he's like, "Hi, we're over here. You want to come join us?" And that is especially like on this YouTube side, with editing, answering questions. The larger your channel grows, the more it seems it wants to kind of take.
Yeah, you got to be dialed in.
And it is very hard to not let the algorithm like just make you feel like you've got to give more. And I feel like my channel will never get to the place that deep down I think we all kind of really would love to be. I just am not willing to give up that part of my life for it. I'm not willing to sacrifice the time with my kids and sleep. For it. So yeah, I totally agree with you, Eddie. I have those same exact feelings sometimes.
I think about it more often now than I've ever have, because before it was like I felt like I'd done it. So what's next for me?
I think it's just a good reminder for those that maybe they're wanting to get into this career and into this industry. You can start with so little and make so much with it, but you have to, at the end of the day, balance your priorities and like, what is it worth? It is very easy to get burnt out in this industry. It's very easy to give too much of yourself, and it will take and take and take. So it's just a good reminder. I think, especially with you guys being in this position where you're starting off on this huge endeavor.
Yep.
It's just a good reminder. I'm happy that you guys have that on your mind as the mom in me. So
appreciate it.
So, we talked a little bit about your detailing businesses. Eddie, how do you handle swampy summers? Jamie, how do you?
Oh, you're talking to the wrong guy. Because
I was looking at.
Like he has a giant humidifier. He's deep.
I'm like, I'm not swamping nothing.
I meant Jamie, because I was literally pointing at Jamie. So how do you handle swampy summers, Jamie? And Eddie, how do you handle your cold winters? Like, do you guys close down in the seasonal
Mm-mm.
No,
weather stuff?
I did the 4 ceramic
Mm-mm.
coatings in the last 3 weeks,
Buckle up.
and it's cold
Buckle
here.
up and head down and wade your way through it is what you do. And you hope fall kicks in early and a lot of time that ain't kicking in until end of October. So after the first month, of torture, your body gets real used to it. So
But you
it's
get
still
angry though. You're hard to
oh,
talk
I
to
get
during the
real
summer.
angry
Like,
during the summer. You don't
during the summer months, this guy is the biggest douche in the world.
Mhm.
He's short now. Like, I'll text him. I'm like, hey, did you get this done? He's like, this is his answer.
Mhm.
When the summer gets around, he just gets real short. So I don't talk to him during the summer. I'm like,
That's
do you,
right.
bro?
Look, you get the net hat, and that's just what you do. Yeah, Westcat brings it up. You got to get earlier or you get late. Sometimes I'm out there washing the car at night,
Crazy.
do the interior in the early morning, and even then, like it never. There's days during Louisiana summer it'll never drop below 80. It'll just stay
Oh, Lord.
a sweaty, hot mess. And anytime you walk outside, you're wet. Everything's wet. Coatings are doing all kinds of crazy things.
They
Like
streaking.
nothing dries, nothing. Everything streaks, and it's something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you just got to
definitely
buckle up and
you're
head down.
challenging every single product down there because
Yeah.
most of them are not humidity friendly.
Yep. What's funny is we made our sealant, and I think my high humidity actually kind of our sealant likes moisture.
Okay.
So, I think it performed really well during my testing, but it's because I think it likes so much moisture, it applies easier with the more kind of water you have. So I think we're gonna change to a damp towel application, and that kind of deal.
You
So
already know how I feel. You already know how I feel. I'm not gonna say it publicly.
What's funny is Eddie applies it too. His shop gets real humid
It's
after
nice.
washing, so then he comes in. It's humid in his shop applied, so we're like,
I mean, we over-engineered that sucker. If I'm being honest.
we went for it. Look, we went.
We did it for the culture, but now the culture started. Yeah,
we went for it. All right.
I just do it. So in the winter, you got to be honest with your customer because when you're doing that kind of job and they pay X amount of dollars and you apply ceramic coating, because that's what I'm chasing is like ceramic coating paint corrections.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell them, hey, it's winter, it's snowing outside. Are you still sure you want to do this? They're like, yeah, I want to get it done. I'm like, hey, if it fails during springtime, I just tell them bring it back and I redo it for free. Because I do feel because salt's going to rock it. Like it's not curing. Now that we have the coatings that we have these days, still thing. That's what I tell them. I said, just bring it back and I'll take care of it if it fails.
Okay. Yeah, I know I'm totally shifting over into winter detailing up here. Today it was 50 degrees, thank God, but the customer came and picked it up and there was like an inch of rain on the ground, so it was unfortunate, but yeah, weather is one of those things that you definitely have to become flexible as a detailer to handle all of those things, and you just got to either push through or just don't get paid.
Yeah, or spend the money on a shop.
And this is the thing, like you and Jamie are and I'll say this like not I'm being upfront. This is money to feed your family.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to make it work.
Yeah, there ain't no pause for the cause for
yeah, like you have to make it work. You gotta grind out. You gotta be inside your garage taking I watch your videos, I'm like, dang, she's out here doing tires in the garage. She's using some gnarly chemicals, flip-flops. She's using a towel to pick it up. I'm like, so your hustle's real, right? So a lot of people who detail and do it for a business and then quit because it gives us a bad name.
That's usually when they quit is the peak, bad months. They figure out real quick. It's like, oh, this might not be as enjoyable as I thought it would.
Winter detailing takes it to a whole nother level mentally, I think. You go beyond just the physical challenges, like it mentally exhausts you because you're having to kind of change your processes. You get really comfortable in the summer months, with your hose and your soap and all that stuff. And then when you're changing your process, like it'd be one thing if you're like Ivan, just doing a rinseless like year round, but
text me afterwards.
For me, I shift gears into more rinseless mode in the winter time, and thank God for the detailing keg and all those things that make it easier. But like in the past, like I would like spend 45 minutes just doing tires and wheels, and I'm like, I'm so tired. I just want to be done with this. Like I hate tires and wheels. So yeah, definitely winter detailing. I think a lot of people just need to like be prepared. It's
rinseless is so good.
Yep.
Until you're doing tires and wheels.
Oh, no, I do it. Even I think you know what we should do. Just fly you out. Me, you,
We'll
Jamie.
teach you the hybrid wash, Chelsea. We'll teach you the hybrid
We'll
wash.
hang out in the garage. We'll play some salsa music, and then you'll ask me what did they say, and I'm just like focus on the wheel, Chelsea, and then we'll just do it with rinseless wash, and then be on with our day.
Well, I don't know. Did you guys see my most recent video where I
Yeah,
the
I was like
sprayer tip? That was a game changer for me. I don't
the
say
one
game
that
changer
Keeve,
much.
Oh
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
that
yeah. The
The
Kiev
Keeve,
cookie
the
I
shower
wanted
head tip.
to
They cookied us
cry.
all with.
I
Yep.
wanted to cry because now I have a way to rinse it.
that's pretty cool. I thought at first I thought he trolled us all because I was like, man, this thing you can't even turn the pressure washer on. By the way, if you're in Idaho or near Idaho and you need a pressure washer, you come get this active. I'll give it to you for free. I'm not shipping it. You can pick it up anytime. If you're in chat and you're in Utah, I got that, and I got some other stuff I'll give you. Just come pick this crap up. All right, but
Nice.
yeah,
very
Keith,
loud.
that one tool is pretty unique for sure.
Yeah, I think it's better on the detailing keg. You guys didn't seem to like it on the pressure washer, but on a detailing keg, man, it was
Good tips. Good
I got to
tips.
be honest. I haven't been using that detailing keg like I should. I got tired of hearing the air compressor. Like,
Yeah.
Lord.
well.
I'd rather just hear the
Time
active.
to get a new one.
Just get a little digital compressor thing or whatever.
Yeah, we need to
have.
have someone come up with something cool like that. That'd be great.
Yeah. So speaking of products and tools and things like that, what would you guys say are some of the essential tools that someone needs to have for detailing business? We talked a little bit about the excess that sometimes we get caught up in. Like, what would you say? And you don't have to give me like this specific brand and product, but what are some of the essentials that you think someone should have if they want to start a detailing business?
Harbor Freight bucket. You go down the Harbor Freight. Look, they run in the parking lot sale. You get you this, you get you that. You walk out with a Harbor Freight bucket. You're going to make a lot of money with that bucket.
For me, this kind of bucket, dude. I love you, bro. Buckets are. You need a bucket. I think he's right. Use whatever bucket
you got a
you
grit
want.
guard down there too. Now it's pretty good. So get you a Harbor Freight grit guard. You
Lord.
off to the races. You halfway there.
For me, the most essential thing is I'm gonna tell you two things, and this is real talk. So, number one, cars are expensive. Even if it's a Honda Accord, Honda Civic, have insurance.
That's a pretty good one.
If you're going to, and I want to be honest and upfront, and that word, I want to be honest. That doesn't mean I'm lying. This is real facts. Insurance doesn't cover your stupidity, right? So note that when you have insurance and you go in and you use it, at that moment in time, insurance only covers certain things, but it's good to have a CY. And then also get an app like Your Able or Road FS or something like that. It's so cool.
You're able
to have. I'll give you a scenario.
It took me 6 months to figure out how to use it. But...
Yeah, you were the worst. Helping you do apps is the absolute worst. But I had
once
customer.
I got it down, boy, it's actually pretty helpful. Pretty helpful app there they got over there. You're able.
We did a Mercedes Benz, and I take pictures of the inside or outside. Every time I touch it, I take pictures of everything, and I do it before the wash, after the wash. I do it before after the detail, and I send it to the user to approve. Right, so it's I take this, send it to the user, approve. They approve it. Lady comes back to me, says, "Hey, this was damaged." I send her the picture before the wash and the touch, and I show her, "Hey, you approved this. It was right here." So not only has it helped me a lot, I think investing in yourself, both in a training aspect, using Your Able, and then getting insurance is the big thing that you should really invest. Tools, bro. Go down the street. You could go to Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. Look, they got
first time I went to Harbor Freight was with this guy and Ivan. I'm like, I don't. But you go to Harbor Freight.
Next video, we go to Harbor Freight. We do a detail starter kit. I mean, from the rock bottom. You go Harbor Freight, you get your bucket grit guard, you get that dual action polisher, you get some Meguiar's 105 or whatever they got in there these days, and we're gonna go to town on something.
All right. Well,
Eddie's like, I don't know what's happening. He's zoned out on me.
Well, I mean, you guys have done so many videos showing products and things like that. I think for a lot of the beginners who follow channels like this, or maybe the enthusiasts, they get caught up in the tornadors and some of the cooler gadgets that are out there. Like, do you guys feel like those things are essentials, or are they?
I'm gonna be honest.
They are to me. That tornado and air compressor changed my game. That tornado and air compressor changed my game for sure.
Steamer, no,
Steamer. Oh man, steamer is essential. in my opinion.
But you're like, why, Eddie? Why? Okay, you haven't. If you've done a nasty car, stuff just doesn't come out with chemicals. You can use this chat method, right? Chemical heat, agitation time, whatever. But heat is essential to like making things. It's essential. Get yourself a cheap steamer, and then up your game. Stop going out to eat. Stop going out to eat. Stop taking your friends out to eat. Save your money and buy you a better steamer that you can refill on the go if you're doing a lot of details. So that way you're not having to wait for the McCollum steamer to
mine takes a while to warm up.
I'm just investing in yourself, right? That's one of the things that we lack. Like we get our first $600, like, oh shit, what am I going to buy? It's like, no, what do I need, right? For my business, save for it. Like take 10%, save it, take 15%, use it for your business, and the rest do whatever you want. But be wise with your money. Like, and this Adderall hits different. I think everyone should be on it.
I like this version of Eddie. You're very deep. I like it.
I'm elevated.
If you guys could go back in time and give your younger self some advice, what would you say to them? And it doesn't even have to be the detailing you. It could just be the younger you. But especially in detailing.
Don't trust anyone named Big Daddy Yum Yum. All right, look, that's pretty. that's a pretty blaring one right there from off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Took my money, broke my knee, lost a tooth. You know, it's that's where I'm at.
I would tell my younger self to prepare your fields for rain every day. Meaning the next thing you do is going to dictate what happens. And always follow through. Like if you're going to do it, finish it.
There you go. Chelsea, what's yours?
I'll be honest. I've always lived by this verse. Whatever you do, do heartily as unto the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have way better answers to me.
I think for me, I would just go back and tell my younger self, don't worry so much about what other people think. As long as you are working for that person's glory, that's all that matters. Younger person me sometimes got too obsessed with what other people think and spent way too much time worrying about other people's feelings.
You know, that's you're wild that you say that, because I was talking to Jamie at sidebar and I had mentioned some things that were going on, and he says, keep winning.
Keep
like
on
life is too short. Like you got some, like life is too short, man. Like focus on you and your family. Do what you need to do and move on.
Yep.
And I do it unto the Lord. That's a good one, dude. Hey, I tell my kids that all the time. Like sometimes character is seen in the dark when no one's watching.
Keep it moving.
So
keep it.
You're
moving.
doing it. It's when people don't see you. That's called character. So yeah, I get it, man.
Yep.
So I had asked
Q&A.
Viewers. I had asked viewers earlier this week to submit some questions for you guys. And let's see. One of them from Pod Landum 165. I would like to know what mistakes they made in using products like foam cannons, power washer sprayers, and then what products do they recommend we stay away from?
Active 2.3 for sure.
What else?
No, that's you know what? That's not fair because it's loud. They didn't say it was the quietest pressure washer, right? That's not fair. Lord, what am I?
I'm trying to think of what's really, really flopped. The jump, about to say the McCullough steamers. You know, they'll leak water all over you, and it's pretty hot. So those can be a pretty big flop. I almost say go ahead and jump to like a pretty good steamer. And don't mess around with the lower end steamers. But I would mine's pretty cheap. And mine's pretty good. It's like a Dubray or something. It's like
Dubray's not cheap.
It's 99.
Oh, you pay $99 for it?
Yeah,
I think
it's like a little cube. It's like this big. It's awesome.
That adage of buy once, cry once is a real thing.
It's kind of a real thing.
It's a real thing. Like if you ever bought a couch,
kind of. There's some things that
you're like $500.
Overpriced. Yeah.
No. You buy a couch, $200, it's $500, and you sink to the bottom because you fat, right? Buy yourself a real couch. It's the same thing with tools. Like if you know you're going to use a steamer a lot, why not just invest in it? Why not just invest in it? I mean, that's the one thing is invest in tools up front and then cry once and then let that make money for you in the future.
Someone wants to know, how did you stay consistently busy? They're trying to rely more on detailing full-time. Any tips?
Consistently busy. Like I said, content. You've got to be pumping out. It doesn't have to be full-length YouTube videos or what we do here with the podcast, just before afters. You have to post every coating job. You should have content from it, like just pictures or whatever. Walk around it with the camera and get the shine. Show the shine. Show the shine, Chelsea. Show the shine. Do that, and I guarantee you will get someone calling you off at least every 2 posts.
Yeah, the same people who text everybody in the middle of the night needs to be the same person picking up the phone calls. They'll see like they don't know the name, they don't know where it's coming from. It might not have an area code that you're acquainted with, but pick up the freaking phone.
Yep.
Like,
That
bro,
too.
like the
I
phone
struggle with that
is
sometimes.
so important. Like the phone call, like who's this? And I'm gonna do it. What, bro? If you're using your phone for business,
Yep, that's like
no matter
number one rule: pick up the
pick
phone.
it up the phone, please.
Yeah.
Takes 2 seconds.
I would agree. What brands, this is from Dark Dragon 525, what brands have the Thor guys tested and rejected from being on the site?
Oh gosh, I can't say that, dude. I'll get sued. I mean,
Okay, let's make an easier one. What is the long-term vision for Thor and everything that you guys are working on doing with Thor Media and Detail Co, etc.? Like, what is the 5-year plan?
5-year plan: be worldwide and expand our product range, where we have the best of the UK, the best of South Korea, the best of Australia, the best of the United States, the best of Canada. Wherever there's detailing products, we want the best products to be on one website, available for the world.
I'm gonna
That's
say
the
this
goal.
one. We're gonna socialize detailing. That's all I can say right now because we're working on it, but it's coming soon.
That too, yeah. There's another side of THOR Media we're all already working on.
THOR Media was a big thing for us too, is to have you superstars on here, and
Mhm.
then it's nothing's free in life, but it's to have your talent. And the people are gonna ask why THOR Media. Have you ever watched like MTV?
Mm-hmm.
Road Rules. Do you remember growing up watching that trash? And my mom was like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Road Rules, let's go!" Right?
Yep.
It was just fun having something to watch on a certain day.
We didn't have
You knew when it
DVR,
was coming
so we had
on.
to watch it live.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had to like Smallville. Back in the day, no one in chat knows about this. Smallville. I used to be
I
addicted.
love that show.
Yeah, bro. I used to CW before
Clark
CW.
Kent.
I never liked Smallville.
I'm like
He was
sitting
the
there like
real
thinking like, oh,
Superman.
okay. Now you get
I was
to
out.
watch who you like whenever you want during the week, and it's
Yep.
the same schedule. So I think
we
it's
want to
cool.
bring education to this as well, because if we're gonna have all these brands, somebody's got to be talking about them. So to have someone available, maybe we bring in we brought in McKee's. That's one of Chelsea's favorite brands.
I'm so thankful for it.
We hopefully something like that where we
I
continue to
wasn't-
education.
McKee's
I
is a
wasn't
sleeper.
kidding.
McKee's
They
is a
are
sleeper.
Chelsea, I owe you an apology. I'm gonna say this publicly.
Thank
At
you.
first, I was like, Chelsea just likes trash. I was like, I don't know why Chelsea loves trash, right?
Shout out to Nick Rotary.
But everything she has told me has come to fruition, and I've used the Pro Coat. I've used the ceramic coating.
That's good.
That's good. Hey, I'm gonna just keep saying this because I appreciate you for sometimes we're blinded by name.
I have it recorded. We're gonna just
that's
put
fine.
this
That's
all
fine.
over.
And then we have the leather lotion. Was shocking to me, like pH of 7, conditions and cleans. The H2 graphene is insane. Like it's insane. And
Try the graphene detail spray. It's slick as snot.
we didn't get that because we're stupid. But yeah,
I'm just saying.
can't believe you. Well, we asked you, and to that
I
point,
told
we
you.
did. No, you didn't.
I'm pretty much.
I got receipts.
Where's the receipt, Eddie? Where's the
I'm pretty
message?
sure I sent you like 20 things that.
Yeah, but you were like, I'm like, dang, girl, I can't. That's 20 things anyway. McKee's is solid. Like everyone, if you haven't tried McKee's is literally Nick Rutter is a gem.
Oh,
he's a good human being. He when you talk to him on the phone, you want to just use his stuff. This guy's legit.
And we'll be making content with him hopefully real soon.
He has a TV show.
Yeah.
Like a legit TV
on
show.
What channel is that?
Seventh Heaven, Gilmore Girls. Shout out to Chris sent me.
Yeah.
Okay,
I saw that.
Let's see. We have another question here from Wilson. For the holiday season, ask them their favorite stocking stuffers for weekend warriors and DIY folks.
Stocking stuffers. BioFresh Bar is the ultimate stocking stuffer. That air freshener. Everyone's always looked for the best air freshener. It's been a time since cars have been a thing. What's the best air freshener? What can make my car smell good? And Christian, I think, nailed it with Bio Bombs, making the ultimate car air freshener. Doesn't get better than that.
What
What's your
about you,
stocking
Eddie?
stuffer, sir?
I think that's is it. Oh man, it's just tough because I think a cool. It reminds me of what Adam used to say from Adams. A good detail spray you can't beat.
You can't beat.
You know what I'm saying? Like you go out, and this is funny because I talked to somebody today who was out in his garage just talking on the phone, and to decompress, they were actually a quick detailing the car.
Mm-hmm.
I would put
Yeah,
a detail
I'll do
spray
that.
in there, just
Yep.
a detail spray in there, some music, and you
Yep.
can still clean it. And I think a good detail spray,
Like just as
stay
good
strong,
because that you can put in the
amplify,
hands of everybody. You
ceramic
spray and wipe.
gloss.
Just go to town. Spray and
Yeah.
wipe. You should be good. Yeah,
You
good
guys-
detail. That's a good choice.
Do you guys hear commotion in the back?
Oh yeah, sounds like a.
Mm-hmm.
Being pulled into a garage.
Yeah,
That's
I was
what
gonna
it
say
is.
sounds like Big Daddy Yum Yum came and he's wrestling around in the garage
Nope.
or something.
That's my husband coming home with my son.
No, we went overtime.
It's a
Yeah, we
dual
told
shot.
him 8. We
Yep.
done went overtime, Chelsea.
We do have a couple more questions. Do you guys want to run through them real
Yeah,
quick?
they're starred. You got a lot of starred questions. Can we
Yeah,
could do this
speed
real quick.
around. Let's go.
All right. What's the best thing to clean car windows?
How about if I told everybody I didn't talk to Jamie about this. I'm gonna drop our glass cleaner to like $9, only make $2 off of it, and then you could just say Detail Go Glass Cleaner. Get next question. I didn't talk to you, Jamie, about this. Your eyes are looking real big, but we need to talk about that. It's
How
going on the
dare you.
site. I'm gonna change the price. That's how I'm
I
gonna
don't
roll.
like.
Keep going.
I don't like that at all.
Permanently or just a sale price?
No, permanently. I'm just gonna do it forever.
What?
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
I actually haven't even tried it because it's so expensive that I don't want to fall
See?
in love with it.
Oh my
See?
lord! Make it $9.99.
We're gonna make it
Forget
$9.99. It costs us almost. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna do it for the
It's
culture,
real expensive.
and then let it ride, and then
Forget
tell
it.
everyone to suck it.
Well,
when
now
they say
I'm
it
gonna
costs money.
try it.
Now
Hey.
$9.99 at the house.
Yeah, that's what
That's
we do.
how we roll.
I tell everybody suck it, and those that bought it, thank you for not complaining about a good glass cleaner. All right, next.
Hey,
What-
going
here's-
back. Hold on. Rinse the wash.
What?
Glass
That's
cleaner.
your stocking stuffer?
Rinse
Oh,
the
that's
swash.
true.
No. Good glass cleaner. Chelsea, rinse the wash. You just
Oh.
mix that mug up. I
Mies
like 64-1. Yep. Anyway,
Peleus panel prep. Mix.
panel prep. Yeah, that's a good one too. All right, there's 3 different options. There you go.
All right.
Next question.
What is your signature move? I don't know what that means.
Signature move. Top rope. Like you hit the frog splash into an elbow drop.
Fucking wrestling.
I put
Okay.
you out. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter if you're from Germany,
I thought we
It
were
don't
doing
matter
like
if
a
you
little
from-
this.
from
Oh,
Australia.
my
I put it on you.
Lord.
All right, that'll do it. Call that the I don't know what I call it.
Eddie, do
Chat,
your
come up
kids
with a
want
name.
to detail full time when they grow up at the moment?
Isabel said, Dad, I would do it. And I said, look, if you do it, I would. My one gift to you would be we'll buy a building, call it whatever you want, and I'll teach you how to run it, and then walk away. It's yours. Isabel wants to be a doctor.
What was the question?
The girls.
Does his girls want to detail when they get older?
Oh,
Your
okay.
kids probably are too young to even know what the heck you're doing, right? They're just putting snot
Yeah,
in the
they're
back windows.
dropping elbows, so they're gonna be
Yeah.
a good tag team.
I'm gonna drop the
tear it
glass
up.
cleaner. I'm gonna drop the glass cleaner right now while we're talking because I can.
I'm 34.
He's multitasking,
Yeah, he's
folks.
old.
40.
He's like
He's
55.
not Adderall. He's just multitasking. He's dropping
I'm-
prices. What else do we want on sale? Let's
What
make
else?
it happen.
No,
Permanently.
nothing else. No.
Permanently. I
Nothing
never wanted.
else.
I never. Chelsea, I want to say this. I never want to hear another damn thing about the glass cleaner.
Yes,
It's
not
$9.99.
It's never going on sale.
It's
at
not
this
going
price.
on sale. It's
Ever.
like we just
No coupon codes ever work except for A2D10. You can get
No,
10%
Victor.
off even
That
more.
towel costs
Dude,
way
that
more
towel
than
costs more.
$9.99.
Yeah, Victor, I love you, bro.
Good try though. I appreciate
I
this.
mean, come on. Come on.
I'll
let's
give.
do it.
I mean, nah, dog, can't do it.
Mm-mm,
Mm-mm.
mm-mm.
All right. Infinity seal or sealant.
Does it build up?
build up? In
I
about-
would not stack it. So here's the thing: if you use it straight, it's going to reject itself. So try it. Let me know. You'll probably comment on Facebook how much you think that it's the dumbest sealant in the world. If you're going to stack it, the only way I would use Infinity, and Jamie, you could come in and chime in whenever you want.
Mhm.
If the car is totally wet and you just wash your car, spray it on there, use it as a drying aid. Best bet. If you want a stout sealant, you won't need to stack it. Just use it like a detail spray as a drying aid.
Okay.
My opinion. Or
Yeah,
1 to
don't-
3.
What you don't do also is you don't apply our coating, slim or thick, and you do not spray Infinity on it. Mm-mm.
It won't
Ever?
You
work.
will have a disaster.
It won't work.
It will be a disaster.
It'll reject
Ever?
itself. It'll reject itself.
No, our coatings will beat Infinity, and it will
Mhm.
it will not apply.
So you don't need to top your coatings.
I'm never gonna say that because I'm
Yeah, I
not a
won't say
troll.
long term. But yeah,
but
first 6 months, I just let them ride.
First 6 months, let it be.
Let it ride.
Let it be.
Let it be. Let it be. Hey, Chelsea, what's the best product you used thus far that you could buy at the House of Rags? What's your plug? Your 30-second plug. Like,
you guys might think this is weird.
No, go ahead.
It's Detail Co's iron remover.
Let's go.
Cool.
Let's go.
Cool. It's good.
It's the smell.
Pretty good, don't it?
Especially doing rinseless washes in the garage. I don't have the option for fresh air. And when I'm doing like a lot of coatings in the winter and I have my garage doors and everything sealed up, some iron removers, it's just like, it's just painful.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
we had a whole iron remover test a couple weeks ago, and we know.
So like I used yours the other day, and my husband came out, and I was like, "Do you smell anything?" He's like, "No," and I was like, "You don't smell like the beach?" He's like, "A little bit." He's like, "Should I smell that stinky stuff?" And I was like, "You should, but you don't." So
you use Sendero, you'll be smelling cheeks for a year, bro.
I mean, some of these companies have sent me ones to test out that I sniff it, and I'm like, I'm not even testing it because of the smell. Nowadays, some of them are so much better smelling that I'm just going to lean towards those ones versus I don't care if it works so good. If it stinks, I'm probably not going to use it. So
yeah,
that would be the one that I would say.
Nice.
On average,
appreciate it, Chelsea.
It wasn't a pitch. That was honestly like me looking through. I'm like, that's probably the one that I've been enjoying lately the most because I've been using it a lot more. But on average, how often does an interior need to be ceramic coated? That's actually a pretty good question.
That's a real good question. If you're doing carpets, I would say every 6 months. If there's salt involved, you're gonna have to do it every 3 months. And this is the problem with age statements on any type of interior coating. Those are best scenarios. It's kind of like when you buy an electric car and it says the EPA is 304 miles, but my guy, if it's 40 degrees below zero, it's going to go 120 miles. So that's best case scenario. So it depends on foot traffic, sitting in the car. This is just my opinion. You two could tell me how you want, but salt gets in there. It's going to degrade it over time. Human traffic is going to degrade it. So 6 months.
Yeah, it just depends on if that's a daily driver or if we're coating this car and it's going to sit around for, it's their once a month car. Once a month car, you probably ride for a few years, but daily driver, 6 to 12 months. Just depends.
I know you guys just came out with a leather coating, and I haven't tried it yet. But I want to you guys.
sorry.
As someone who has made a leather coating, I'm not a fan of them, to be honest. I would rather use a short-term product that wears more naturally because I've seen the long-term effects of some leather coatings as they start to wear. You see like the applicator lines because they get kind of thin on the outside, and then you see like lines. And you can't ever really remove that because you can't polish leather seats. So how does your leather coating differ to other coatings like that? Like, do you just recommend people keep topping it if they start to see?
I would not.
Okay.
All right. I'm huge. Okay. Look at my body types. Fat. Okay. Ragu, blood types, Ragu. So when and this is how we tested this. And just being honest with everyone. Okay. We put it on the Viper chair. We waited an hour, came back, did the water test. When my body hits the seat, the impact ratio of my ass cheeks, the abrasion's high. I'm being serious. Like I'm not trying to troll, right? You have weight. It's like you have weighted movement coming across that seat. So when my cheeks,
we're in a high abrasive situation,
and it's still there. It's still there. So
it's still going strong. It even survived the heater. It rolled into the heater.
It caught on fire. It caught on fire. No joke.
Look, we tested this leather coating pretty good.
We're using a benign solvent, and we did that. And what we mean by that is it's just real gentle on seats. It's like, right? It's like life, man. It's a benign solvent. I used it on the Cadillac. I've used it on my Tesla. I have yet to see any problems with it.
Okay.
I would not apply it every week. Like, don't get wake up when it's like, can't wait to apply this again. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, going back to polishing leather.
Is it supposed to last 1 to 2 years?
Sounds interesting.
I'm gonna be honest.
Up to 12
nothing
months,
lasts 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, Chelsea. Like what they're talking about.
We'll say
again, it depends how much. What I just call it, abrasion.
Yeah, if my cheeks are hitting that seat, putting in the. It's lasted 6 months. Cause that's a lot of body. That's a lot of body moving in that seat.
How many kids you got? If they're like that Ford Focus we detailed, that thing's gonna last a good 6 months, and then it's not fighting off those cheeseburgers forever, but it can do its worst. Yeah, it can do its best against it.
Christy wants to know, Jamie and Eddie, do you see yourself ever adding heating, cooling units to your garage to be
I'm gonna
24?
have to because
Nah.
Jamie comes over. Look, Jamie doesn't sweat, and he comes over. He's pleasantly like Jamie's the best detailer I've ever detailed with in my life, and this is not me sucking his butthole. This is like real talk. We had Pan over here, and the man doesn't like to be hot, so
He was sweating his face off.
yeah, dude, he was sweating, taking breaks. So I'm gonna get some, for sure, or we're just gonna get a studio. We're gonna build a studio somewhere in the middle of the state of the country, and then just use that to do our stuff.
Okay. Let's see. We have a few other questions.
Toughed it out this far, so
Yeah,
Let's
we've got.
finish it.
I'm not coming out in the wintertime, but you know.
All right, let's see. We've got Juice Free wants to know,
Oh my lord.
rinseless versus soap, pick a side.
A rinseless, 100%.
That's pretty good
Hybrid
question,
wash,
Juice.
hybrid rinseless.
Combine the two.
Yeah,
Hybrid wash.
Like
Soap
ADS
first.
Fusion did it. Hybrid Flex hybrid wash from hybrid rinseless. Just call it rinseless.
Have you
100%.
tried Optimum's hybrid
Yes,
wash as
fire.
well?
Yeah, he likes
It's
it.
fire. It's absolute banger. And I don't like. I would. Yeah, me and Danny Control, we have beef. So Opti with
He's
the
not with
hybrid
Opti
wash.
anymore, remember?
Yeah, I don't do that. That's so
So
correct. Opti with their Opti Coat hybrid wash, insane. To me, it was their best rinseless ever made.
Dr. G still got it, son. You slept on him.
All right, this is gonna be our last question because we're getting pretty long. I got to get my kids in bed. What products would you recommend for those that do mostly rinseless? Like from Mile Deep, I see the detailers and the citrus pre-wash, but not the soaps.
I would use Palladium acidic, Palladium alkaline. I would use the citrus.
Oh yeah, those are designed for rinseless.
Those are designed for rinseless. And actually, I think Mike's in here. He did it on his video, and that does a good thing. And then Chelsea, I like to do one thing and we're out. One thing and we're out. Everyone to sales start tomorrow for Thor. There was a question in chat. Tomorrow, 12 days of Christmas. Ho ho ho. Coming.
Oh, I forgot I had headphones
Starting tomorrow. Every day we're doing a sale for one day.
Christmas is dropping. It is DIY December too, by the way. We got a couple of DIY detail bundles going on the website, but tomorrow, the 12 days of Christmas kicking off. Get ready.
I love how you guys just like go full blown sales mode.
I gotta buy some water for the house. I'm broke. So get yourself some Detail Gold glass cleaner. It's $9.99 for life.
For life.
Shout out to Chelsea for making it our price. And there's no margin because we actually have to buy that from Stoners, and they don't white label. A lot of people don't get it. They said no.
It's not invisible
for us
glass.
white labeling invisible glass.
It is not.
It is not that. So
we had to listen to an hour-long chat. I'm gonna get them on here, and Rich will give you the spiel of why this is not happening. Like, all right, man.
I can't talk to. I mean, remember they bought it to. I can't.
No. They have. This is the U.S. craziness. Like that. There's just some stuff that this guy is the craziness of the U.S. website. So Canada, I mean, you're paying for shipping fees.
We'll leave after this. You guys understand? We buy literally thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff from overseas. We get raped with tariffs, import fees, import costs. Canada is the same. Even Puerto Rico, like they're a country of the U.S., they get hit with like 3 tariffs.
So that's why also, Canada's slowly catching up to the U.S. site, but it's going to take, they got to grow their business as well. They can't just automatically catch up to us, especially this guy adding a brand every, 2 weeks. So
I'm trying not to, Chelsea. It's his fault and it's your fault, Chelsea.
I ain't doing nothing.
Let's close this out, Chelsea.
No, you guys are just talking about how expensive everything, and then here I'm going to be giving away a gift card.
Let's do it. Give it away.
Now, I like the way Ivan did this, and this is what we're going to actually do. We're not going to pick a winner in this podcast because I want you guys to come back next week, because what we're going to do is we're going to have Tony Ralda and a little bit of Carlos Serrano on next week for us to discuss their mobile detailing businesses. So for those of you that want to kind of see a glimpse into the world of mobile detailing, make sure you guys tune in for that. And at the beginning of that podcast, we're going to actually pick one winner from tonight's podcast for a gift card.
We gotta get that engagement. So what they gotta do, Chelsea?
So what do they have to do? They need to make sure that they subscribe, like, and comment, not just on the live stream, but on the actual video side. So there's like 2 different places that you can comment. We want you guys to go inside of that. We want you guys to write down what is my favorite product that I have on the THOR website. If you guys were listening, put down that product in the comment section, and then we're going to pick one lucky winner. So there you
don't forget
to
hit the thumbs up button too. Give it a double thumbs up, maybe even a triple thumbs up.
Can you do a heart? I
if
don't
you
know.
can.
So
But-
what do you want them to do then, Chelsea?
What's
For what?
that?
He wasn't listening to nothing we just
No,
said.
I was
He was
actually
zoned
I
out.
was looking
He was
at
putting
you.
sales live.
He dropped
Yeah,
the price right
I
now.
dropped the price
He
just now.
He dropped it right
So
now.
we're going to
The shirt.
recap. For those of you that want a $50 gift card to the Thor website to pick whatever it is that you want within that $50, feel free to go beyond that. You need to make sure that you like this video, that you subscribe to the Thor YouTube channel, and that you comment outside of the live chat with the product that is my favorite on the Thor website at this moment, if you were paying close attention. Don't share it in the live stream quite yet, because then people are going to be like stealing it. But anyways, we're going to pick
watching.
lucky viewers. And then tune in next week to our podcast with Tony and Carlos, and we're going to announce the winner at the beginning of the podcast episode, okay?
Yep.
So make sure you guys tune in next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to find out if you won. Dark Dragon, congrats on winning last week. And I thank you guys so much for coming on. This was a blast. I feel like I've known you, but I got to know you so much better today. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know you guys more in the next year. So thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to spend the evening with us.
Thank you. Just want to shout out Juice Free. He was good this episode.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Juice.
And Chelsea, thank you for being for making it pleasant. I appreciate you, and I wish you all the success. And
Thank you.
And yes,
stay
gift
black.
cards are a thing now.
Stay black, Chelsea.
Gift cards are a thing. December Christmas sales starting tomorrow. 12 days of Christmas. New sale every day. All right, Chelsea, you can do your outro.
All right, let's see if I actually get this right, guys. All right, we are going to see you in the next one. Have a great night.